our own habits impact business in profound ways. Of course, there's productivity. Then there comes the revenue that comes from that. Just our overall state of well-being, where we're not so much in fear and anger, but now we actually want to take actions that maybe we wouldn't have done before. In this video, I'm actually going to share with you 4 habits in particular that I had a group of entrepreneurs go through as an experiment. And this is actually the basis of an article that I wrote, one of my top trending articles on entrepreneur.com, called The Navy SEALs of Personal Growth. And so within this experiment, essentially what I did was I took entrepreneurs from different areas of business and also different incomes, and I had them go through a process every single day for 6 weeks. Now, this process included phase meditation, going through from 10 minutes through to an hour. It also included information and knowledge, so modules, but also exercises, looking at, for example, their beliefs, their past, letting go of certain things, having difficult conversations. But within that also, there was a daily tracker, and that tracker measured these 4 things. Number one, it measured their fitness. So were they being consistent with their fitness? Number two, it measured their nutrition. So were they staying on point with their nutrition? Now, it didn't give them a nutrition plan. It didn't give them a fitness plan, but it did basically have them check in around that. The next one, which was fitness, nutrition, sleep, very important, right? Tracking the time that they went to bed, and then also measuring meditation. Now, why did I pick these 4 areas? Well, I picked these 4 areas because they all directly impact energy. The food that we put in our bodies impacts how we feel and how productive we are. Of course, our fitness, we get dopamine, we get the benefits of training and how that makes us feel. Of course, sleep has, I would say sleep is probably one of the most important when it comes to being productive for an entrepreneur. And then meditation, by doing that consistently, what we're doing is we're relaxing the nervous system, we're being clear-minded, and that's actually really important for entrepreneurs, even though a lot of entrepreneurs say, I don't have time to meditate. Actually, you need to take time so that you're more clear-minded. So when it comes to habits impacting business, what was the result of this after they went through? Well, first of all, in the early stages, what they said is because it was a high accountability process, they said, I didn't like the accountability initially, but as soon as I started to notice the benefits of doing this every single day, it had a huge impact. Now, on the neuroscience side, there's something called neuroplasticity. And to break that down simply, it just means that the more that we repeat something, the more that things get hardwired, and then that becomes more of a habit. And then that helps to shift our identity. Now, the other big thing that a lot of people mentioned was they started, as they were improving these personal habits, okay, so doing things consistently, learning, and the meditation phase, what they started to notice was the direct link between their own personal behaviors, so their actions, which then over time became habits, and the direct impact on their business, even though they weren't strategically being given anything different. So within this process, I wasn't saying, go and run these Facebook ads or go and do this, this business strategy. Now, I was stretching them, for example, to go on video, in one module, and to, do certain leadership actions. But there wasn't like a strategic, like this is your business plan and this is your marketing plan. It's personal actions, right? Taking those actions to be on camera as an example. So they started to notice, because of the consistency of their own behavior, that then the revenue started to increase, right? I had some of the business owners go through this process, and they actually doubled their business because it built their confidence up. You see, there's something that happens when for example, we start meditating, other things start to fall away. For example, you're connecting with yourself, so maybe you won't have as much of a desire to drink because you go to drink to feel good, and now you meditate to feel good, and so now you've got that replacement. And so then that gives you more productive time. So I want you to start to really link, because the title of this video is, how habits impact business. Once, for example, an entrepreneur understands the link between business and, sorry, meditation is an example, and making money, versus that's something that I need if, I get stressed out, I can go to it, but I'm not going to spend my time on it because I don't see that as a good use of my time. As soon as that mindset is switched and we get that belief shift of, oh, I meditate, now I'm more productive, I'm going to make more money, a massive world starts to open. Now, here was the other interesting thing, which was the more that they did the process, right, and they're improving their nutrition, improving their sleep, they're meditating, and they're doing this phased meditation, because they start to feel better more consistently, there becomes a contrast. There becomes a contrast between how they feel doing this all the time versus how they did feel. And now they want to do that more consistently. And that's where it starts to build up into a habit. So I don't know what your current habits are right now. Maybe you have a habit of going to bed too late and that causes a productivity issue. Maybe you have a habit of drinking every single night, and you do that to kind of detach, but ultimately it's not being healthy for you. What you need to understand is that when you do something repeatedly over time, but you also have things grouped together, for example, I call it an energy routine versus a morning routine, what starts to happen is things start to compound. And then what entrepreneurs start to notice and professionals start to notice during this process is that their relationships start to improve, because they're now being more present with their partner, right? The things that would impact them when it came to self-sabotage is not showing up so much in their business. For example, if you're meditating, you're not going to be in fear as much, so that when you get that idea to do that video, you're going to do it because you're going to be feeling good about yourself. All right. So I want you to understand that these personal habits, right, these energy habits are so absolutely critical, and they're going to make a big difference for you. I want you to post it in the comments. Let me know, what number one habit do you need to start or restart that's really going to support you on your journey? Now, this process that I put them through is called the Super High Performance Formula. It's a 6-week quest. And actually, I've put together a week of this process, and you can get access for free. Go into the description and check out the link. Now, what you'll do is you'll go through about 48 questions in the conscious impact experience, which is quest 1. Then you'll go into All Fired Up, which is quest 2, and that starts the 7-day process. I give you the meditations, I give you the trainings. Essentially, it's a taster of this bigger 6-week. So go into the group, start that process, and notice what starts to happen when you start to change these personal habits. For some people, they can get instant, very quick results. Of course, it's different for everyone based on your business, but I know for you, it's going to make a big change when you start to change these habits. Of course, you've got to do something repeatedly. And that's the thing that a lot of people struggle with. They can do something for a day or two, but when it comes to streaks, right? A streak of 7 days, a streak of 14 days, a streak of 30 days, it's going to completely change who you are as an entrepreneur if you start to dial in that personal development, personal habits that lends the strength and the power to you as a business owner. And I'll see you on another video. If you're not yet subscribed, hit that button, hit that like. I'll see you soon. Take care.